Talk about leadership. Most people are telling you they can't get on this, they can't be there, they can't be at the meeting. He's sitting in a car in the dark in New York City with his laptop to be on this hangout to share with all of you. Which reminds me, for those of you looking in, we do have some pretty cool comments. Here's what people are saying, so you guys can see. Alex, you, in a good way, are a monster. That comes from Lester. Lester, Alex knows that he's a monster. He's a great monster, definitely in a good way.
I turned the monster
This
after
gentleman, another superstar, says hello and says that we're all awesome. We love you, Robert. We thank you for being here. We think you're awesome,
Robert.
too.
Oh, Robert.
Robert rocks. In fact, Robert, by the way, I know Lisa, I think, is going to interview you on Sunday. I actually was talking to somebody today and used Robert as an example. I said, well, anyway, we'll talk more about it on Sunday, but Robert, we all think you rock. Good job, Robert.
I want to learn. I want to learn from Robert because that guy came out just like in
nowhere, huh?
Literally, boom.
Well, he said he's only been doing it 7.5 months, and he put together his first product. And what is that? And the guy said, I was talking to the guy today. He said he's only been doing it 7.5 months. I said, yeah. I said, well, what could he talk about?
Well, how
to compress 7.5 months. I said that. He said, oh, okay. I said,
an expert.
He came out with a product and how I got to be successful in 7.5 months. I said, if now you could do it in a month and a half or two, is that worth it? He said, yeah. I said, okay, there you go.
Yeah, because he
you
said,
know what? I want that product because in the next 7 months, I want to do what he did.
Exactly.
That's the guy's
Hit refresh.
Guess what, Frank? I already bought this product.
And he said, how can he make a product that anybody would want to buy in 7.5 months? Do you think it's worth it? I said, well, I think so. This is what he's done in 7 months. He's an amazing rise in career. I said, if you could learn everything that he learned in 7.5 months, he's going to share it with you. Would it be worth that amount of money? And he goes, yeah, where do I buy it? I said, now the light bulb is going on. I'll always spend money to save time. Time is short.
Well, he said, the guy I was talking to, he finally got it. He said, if he saved me 10 hours, it's worth every dime. I said, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's another thing, another good key. People always say, how do you, how do you get the leader to help you? I don't know if this is experience. Did you ever have this, Franco? When I used to work, and Curtis, I know this has happened with you now still because you go around the world. I would go do meetings all over the country, and I would write my phone number on the board. And I would say, anybody needs help, call me, but I am not customer service. Do not confuse me with customer service. Call me for anything that is to build your business. And people would say, oh, my God, your phone must ring off the hook. And I'd say, if there were 300 people in this room, 4 people will call me. If you want, it's really amazing that people will whine and they'll complain about, they major and minor things, but nobody wants to help you more than people that are being successful. It's the only legacy they've got left. When it stops being about the money, it comes about passing on helping people. Yeah. So Alex had the fire. And a leader took notice. When I got started, I was at the meeting after the meeting, at every meeting I was ever at. The bars till 2 o'clock in the morning with my notebook and my pen. I'm sure I would have been there taking notes from you because you're a superstar, much better at this than I am. I don't think I could have survived 2.5 years in hardcore sales, but maybe.
I have not even begun to get close to building a team of over 1 million people. My jaw's still on the floor.
700,000 of them were in the People's Republic of China. That's like 100,000 people in a real country.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten close to touching that ever. So no, that's awesome.
But I have not been able to. I don't have a capture page. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Something that you said is so important that everyone's looking for the secret or the traffic or the high converting whatever, and they miss this. They're on Facebook all day long lamenting how they hope it's going to work right publicly on Facebook, and they're making, like, we'd be announcing something like this, hey, I'm going to be hanging out with a couple of millionaires, blah, 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 Google Hangout. And inevitably somebody will say something to the effect of, oh, woe is me, right? And what I always tell people is that the biggest way that I ever, in any team I ever joined, I always got quick access to leaders. Number one, by producing. But number two is, when we were at a meeting offline or when we were on a conference call and I was given an opportunity to say something, a testimonial, I never went there with the mindset of, oh, I'm going to pump my chest and I'm going to tell them that I know this secret or that secret. You know, what I would do is, because I learned from other leaders that went before me what they would do. And edification of product is huge. Edification of system is huge. Edification of team is huge. And when I was in public, people, for example, I coached with, I don't know if you guys know Joe Schroeder. I coached and I went to his inner circle trainings and his calls for years, back starting in 2009 or 2010. I found him, and I really started attending his calls. And same thing I had done in every single program I'd ever been in before. It was nothing new, but it kind of took him back, because that was an old school technique that I was using in the new school, where all these new cats just forgot about it. But he would give me the mic, and I would grab the mic, and instead of, you know, saying what I had going on or this or that or whatever, or some self-centered type of stuff that a lot of people do, I would say, you know what, Joe, page 43 of your Mechanics of Wealth course absolutely is gold. It helped me generate 5 to 10 extra leads yesterday just applying it today on Facebook, and you wrote that 15 years ago. That's an absolutely golden product, right? Something like that, where if you do that to any leader, like we were talking about Robert Mercado right now, what's the first thing I did, just subconsciously flowing? I want his course because I want to know how he did that in 7 months. I can use that in my business, get that kind of growth spurt in 7 months. So I'm always thinking of ways to cross-edify back to not just the ego or the persona of David Wood and David Sharp, but the product.